Namaste everyone. For this healing session, I'm going to give you all a Kriya for birthing something special. So we're going to work on the hips and the hip rotation, and we're just going to loosen up the hips, okay? And we're going to lubricate the hips. So the hips have to do with our inner feminine, okay? Either you're a man or a woman, okay? We all have an inner feminine. We call it the matriarch. And the matriarch is birthed through the movement of the hips. Okay, so what that means is when we have a lot of movement in the hips, we have a lot of jazz and creative expression. We have a lot of fire for determination and stamina. We have a lot of agility, ability, capability, okay? We have a divine will, I like to call. So a divine will is simply liberation. So when we say, liberate, I gotta liberate, usually what we're doing is we're moving our body, okay? And there's a form of a movement meditation, but regardless, when we really get into the liberating the actual cells and tissues, a lot of it we could do visualization through meditation, or sound currents such as gong bath or mantra recitation. But when we get into the deep inner self, usually we're liberating the hips. Okay, we're liberating the hips. So when our hips are liberated, we could say, we have more balance in our life. Okay, as human, we're not meant to be uptight. Okay, we're not meant to be a stick, the whole stick up the ass kind of thing. Yeah. Usually when I see people stick up the ass, I look at their hips. Usually I look at their hips and I'm like, they got some uptight hips. And then usually when the hips are uptight, usually the shoulders are uptight. So the shoulders represent like the subconscious. So if we have a lot of tension in our shoulders, like if they're, like this, we're like a turtle shell creating a lot of memories on our back. If our shoulders can't seem to get up and do rotation, it just simply represents that our subconscious is in a hold. So we want our subconscious to be a revolving door, not a hold. Okay, think about holding onto a memory. Okay, it just can't go away. It's caught there. We're not supposed to be caught, okay, anywhere. Okay, we're not supposed to be caught in a memory, caught in a past relationship, caught in a belief, caught in the childhood dilemma, caught in a fantasy, commotion. We're not most supposed to be caught. We're supposed to be like the shoulders. We're supposed to kind of, you wiggle it, you jiggle it off. Okay, when you tend to have more rotation in your shoulders, okay, when your shoulders tend to be more lubricated, you also have an ability to hold your posture better because you can hold your shoulders back, as we know. But if you don't have a lot of strength in that area, what happens is your shoulders just kind of naturally create this sort of collapse, I like to call it, where your shoulders collapse and then your chest collapse and then your kind of neck starts to get backed up. Okay, so the shoulders kind of keeps the chest open, we could say. Okay, also the spine. Okay, and the spine is connected to the shoulders and the hips. So when we liberate the hips, automatically we get some sort of motion in the shoulders, and that overall supports the whole lubrication of the spine, up and down, up and down. So the hips is kind of like the driving force to the spine, and the way that hip, when we have a lot of energy, because hips represent energy, it's a fire. We ignite that fire under our ass because we want to get going, right? We call it like the hips is connected to the furnace of our life. You can see it as like the perineum, or if you're a woman, you have your menstrual cycle. It's like a furnace. You've lit the furnace, and all of a sudden you got a lot of heat. Got a lot of heat in the navel, got a lot of heat in the lower body, like when we do squats. Okay, there's a lot of heat that these legs can create, and that heat is basically to help us get moving. Okay, it's to help us to get moving, it's to help us to stand our ground. Okay, and when we stand our ground as human, we tend to be more liberated rather than I gotta stick up my ass, I'm holding onto a stick, and then I'm feeling kind of like, constipated by this stick that's just jabbed at me, and I can't move anywhere. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. So think of hips When your hips are not liberated, or you're, stick up the ass or very uptight, what happens is you become uptight. You become the whole saying, and then, stick up the ass kind of thing, which just simply represents that you're getting caught. You're getting caught in some sort of idea or belief or some sort of lifestyle, some sort of memory, some sort of whatever it is, you're getting caught and you're losing the velocity. So we're meant to be a velocity, okay? We're energy, like the speed of light. That's who we are. We're energy, the speed of light. When we talk about, you say the quantum physics of the soul. The quantum physics of the soul is we're the speed of light. So we have it within us to create much velocity and much momentum in our life, okay? And that's kind of who we're all pioneers, okay? So we get caught, and then we create I call molten rock. We create a cast around it. It's called the molten cast. When we get caught in a memory, caught in something, and we keep we don't move, okay? We don't move anything about that, whatever it is. We don't move ourselves. We're not trying to be moved by it, learn, grow, excel kind of thing. What happens is we start to create a molten cast, and that molten cast is almost like a memory that it's creating a cast on you. We've all had a cast, and a lot of people they're walking around with a cast called a memory or a past relationship, and when you have a cast, it makes your whole area stiff, such as your arm. You get a cast, your whole arm is like stiff, like a board, so that can repair. But the cast of a memory is like it makes you tight, and it just keeps making you tight, okay, to the point where you hold that cast long enough on your body, in your shoulders, your hip, long enough, you take that cast off, maybe that memory, you finally say, okay, goodbye, thank you to whatever that is, a trauma. But your body's so used to being a board, it doesn't even know how to move. So you have to lubricate it. You have to slowly, gradually, just like when you break your ankle, and then you slowly, gradually start to flex and rotate. And that's just kind of how we are with our psyche. We pick up things, but then we know how to repair things, and we know how to let go of things, and we know how to ease into different things. So this is the Kriya for birthing something special, and then we're going to do an interesting meditation for, I call it Satnarayan meets Hawaiian dance, Hawaiian seated dance, prayer, seated prayer. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into a cobra, and we're going to have our legs as wide as possible and the widest V you can create. So I don't have as much space, but you could go all the way out. Do the widest V you can. And then we're going to have our hands further out. So it's not directly under our shoulders, it's out. And then we're going to look down at our hands, and we're going to see a V. Okay, so our hands are out. Our fingers are kind of pointed angled away. So I'm going to get into that posture now. You're going to tuck in that chin, so you should feel like you have a little double chin. Okay, and that's wonderful, because it means that you're allowing the energy to move all the way up into the deeper part of the brain, doing this or doing like that, kind of, whatever wanky stuff. Okay, the energy, the Kundalini in the spine can't get all the way to the brain, the deeper part of the brain. So inhale deep. And just really feel that you can see the base of the spine. Okay, so it may be a little tight, that's okay. We're just gonna loosen it up a little bit. Just breathe deeply and loosen up that lower spine, tuck in that chin to really feel that energy moving all the way up to the top of the deeper brain. Point your toes if you can. And when I say point your toes, your whole foot is like your branch, and that tree branch is extending far beyond you. You want to project your energy from your feet through your pointed toes. So really stretch the feet behind you as though you're kind of pulling yourself back, but then your pelvic is pulling you forward. So the legs are kind of stretching back, pulling you back, but the pelvic is pushing you forward. Pelvic pushing you forward is opening the heart. The legs pushing you back is really elongating the thighs. We want elongated thighs because thighs carry a lot of minerals. And minerals, as we know, can get clumpy, okay, and they can get dense, and when we elongate the thighs through pointing the toes and really stretching the whole leg, we are basically loosening any sort of clumps, energy that's going on in our thighs, okay. So really feel that pelvic area kind of, you know, tucking forward, as though you're like you're grabbing the floor with your pelvic. You're grabbing the floor, like you're kind of grabbing it, and that helps to really open your chest. So just hold it. You can have your hands even further out, just depends on what you're feeling, what you're fancy. What we're going to do is we're going to wiggle now side to side, kind of like you could see like a serpent snake, wiggle the hips side to side. So what we're doing is we're loosening the base of the spine. We're unlocking the channel, okay, the base of the spine. Call it the serpent's tail. And we're also, we can say, massaging the hips as well. So really feel like your butt is jiggling a little bit, okay? So just a little jiggle, jiggle. Okay, and then we're going to kick the butt. So inhale, exhale, kick, inhale, exhale, kick. So you can try to kick the butt. This is good for the knees, as well as, again, we're really stretching the thigh, okay, the thigh. Keep that chin tucked in. Inhale, exhale. Okay, you're gonna come up into kind of a traditional cobra position where you have your hands kind of parallel, right underneath, you could say, the shoulders. What you're gonna do is you're gonna bring your left hand in front, okay, right in front of, in the middle of you, the left hand. Really get your position, feel the ground, feel solid, even bend the elbows. And then you're gonna wrap your right arm around the left leg. So you should see that ball in a mitt kind of posture. Then look back. Long deep breathing. So I'm looking back at my left ankle. Inhale, exhale. Okay, I'm gonna bring it back into cobra. Now you're gonna bring the right hand out in front of you, okay, directly in front of you. And then you're gonna bring the left hand up around, and you're gonna kind of fit it into the side, kind of to the side of the hip, the side of the leg. And then you're going to twist your head to the left and look at your right heel. Long deep breathing. Inhale, exhale. Okay, bring it back into cobra. Taking a few long deep breaths. Okay, and then we can come and do a little counter stretch. You can come down into child's pose. You can even like just move side to side to really open up the back. The shoulders, move the shoulders too. Okay, now we're gonna come into a forward bend. So I'm gonna flip the wrist so that my fingers are facing my toes. My wrists are facing away. I'm gonna have my feet at hip length apart. And I'm going to bend so there's a buoyancy in my legs. And I'm going to rotate the hips in a figure 8. So create that figure 8. So you have to bend your knees or it's not going to work. So figure 8, side to side. So it's kind of like hip is corner to corner round. So slow motion, my left hip comes forward towards the corner. That sort of angle, and then it comes around. So it comes back around, and then back around, and I bend the right leg, and then the right hip comes to this angle. Okay, and then it comes around towards the back. Long, deep breathing. Really bend. This is wonderful for really getting into the deep tissue. This is perfect lubrication of the hip joints. You can even go faster. Okay, inhale. Fold over, tuck in the chin. Exhale, grab the ankle, do a little bounce. Even kind of bounce the legs. Okay, we're gonna come take a moment seated on our thighs. If you have a block, you're gonna need 2. And these are kind of like medium size, so you see that thickness is not too thick. So you can even roll up a shirt, or you can even get a blanket, and you can kind of try to create this sort of thickness. As you can see, we do not want it too thick. So there are blocks that are this thick. We don't want it, that's too much. So this is a good size. So we're gonna put them about hip length on the ground. So, because we're gonna put our heels on the block. That's why we don't want it too big. We don't want it too thick, I mean. So kind of, that looks about hip length, or you can just roll up you can roll up a towel or a blanket. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start on our toes. So I'm on my toes, you can see, and I have my fingers pressed onto it. And I'm just kind of rolling up and down on the ball of the foot. So kind of forward and back. So it's really good for stretching the toes. Okay, make sure you find your balance. So I'm on the balls of the foot, and I'm just kind of going forward and back. Okay, stretch up, fold over the legs. Do a little bounce. Okay, now we're going to have our hands down like this. We're going to place right foot on the block, angle foot facing to the side. And then we're gonna make sure our chest is forward, and we're going to rotate the left leg like this. Long, deep breathing. You're gonna try to come back a little bit as though you're trying to sit on your heel. So there's a twist going on in your spine and a twist going on in your hip. Long, deep breathing. Okay. Okay, go to the other side. So you see that angle. Come forward, other side, left leg on block, out to the side. Chest is forward. Now let the right hip kind of twist where the knee comes down parallel to the left leg. Keeping that chest forward and the hips out to the side. And you can bring your toe all the way. You can try to bring your leg down. So when I come forward and I look down like this is about a foot, 2 feet lengths from this leg to this leg. Okay, so we're not like this, we're out kind of 2 feet. And really put that foot, really press it into the block. Okay, come back up. So you can hold this position, bring the leg back. Then we're going to do it one last time, one on each side. Just look down towards your fingers. So really press that foot into the block and really try to stick that butt out as well. So I'm trying to stick my butt out, twisting the spine, letting the hips twist to the side. The hips should be facing the side, the chest should be facing forward. Okay, come up. Okay. Other side. No, I'm breathing the whole time. Again, I'm trying to stick my butt out and yet keep my foot firm in the block, pressed into the block. And I'm on the fingertips. Okay, come up. Okay, so now we're gonna have our heels on the block. So my heels on the block. So it creates a downward slope with my hips. Downward slope with my hips. So I even feel like a deeper sort of bend. So you can even fold over and do a little bounce with the bent knees and just see like feels like you can actually feel more momentum to fall over, because gravity is pulling you even deeper, because your heels are elevated, your spine is elevated even higher, so gravity is pushing you even further forward. Okay. Tuck in that chin, make sure the top of the neck is long. We're going to press the hands into the thighs, the thigh right before the knee, okay, this thigh area. Kind of grab onto it. We're going to press the shoulders into the ears, and long deep breathing. Tuck in that chin, shoulders into ears, long deep breathing, stick the butt out. Really stick that butt out. The knees are bent. Again, my legs are hip length apart, and I'm just looking down between my legs. Okay, inhale. Squeeze now the belly in, belly button to spine. Squeeze sex organ, rectum, navel. Press the tongue on the upper palate. Really press on the thighs. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. Inhale. Squeeze. Exhale. So now I'm going to kind of drop the shoulders, just kind of let them drop loose. So I'll kind of have my hands facing in, so facing each other, facing in. Now I'm going to do a pelvic sort of tuck. So pelvic is tucked up and in. And then I'm going to kind of allow it to roll out, so my butt kind of just comes. And my chin again is tucked in. This is going to create a lot of heat, so tucked up and in, so you can see my back is kind of round. And then I kind of arch the spine and stick my butt out. So it goes inhale, tuck, exhale, stick the butt out. So it should feel like an ab workout as well, because you're really squeezing everything, this lower abdomen area. And really bend the legs so it's kind of like you're sitting. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, stick the butt out. Fold over. Long deep breathing. Do a little bounce. Place the armpit into the knee, armpit into the knee. Come all the way down if you can. So the heel is still on the block. If you can't come down like this, that is perfectly fine. So this is really good for, we can see the knee joint, working on the knee joint, also the hip. And we're just gonna have our hands in native chief pose. So I have right over left, and it's pressed over the legs. And my knees are parallel, hip length. And I just kind of fit my hands, both elbows fit perfectly into the knees. And I'm just rocking forward, slowly, back, forward, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, on the balls of the foot. Exhale. Come back, come forward. Lift up onto the balls of the feet. Try to come forward between your legs. Balls of the feet, bend the knees, and then step forward. Come, take the blocks underneath you, put them to the side. Last thing we're gonna do is just, we're gonna put in our feet, angle towards each other, knees towards each other. And we're gonna do a little bounce in this posture. So your hips are kind of rotated inward. So your knees are rotated inward, almost touching. Your big toes are angled inward. Keep your spine tall, keep your chest open. Try to tuck in the pelvic area, so don't stick the butt out like that. Keep the pelvic area tucked in. So keep this pelvic area open, not back here. Keep it forward, open. This is good also if you are pregnant and you're having some sort of, your hips are getting locked up. Okay. Good to kind of jiggle out any sort of tension that's building in this whole hip area, especially right here. This whole area can get really tight, especially during pregnancy. So again, my knees are bent. I'm creating a lot of vibration in my ankle. Like, I'll feel it in my ankle. My ankle, there's a lot of vibration, tingling. And it's moving all the way up. It's even moving into my arms. It's even dropping in my shoulders. So this posture is really good at dropping all of the tension in the whole body, not just in this area, okay, this whole area. Also good at dropping the tension in the shoulders. So let your arms, your shoulders kind of hang. Long, deep breathing. So it's like you're creating enough shake for everything to kind of loosen up. Again, pelvic is open, forward, tucked in. That creates even more expansion in this whole hip area. This is kind of what we've been waiting for right here. Everything else was preparing us for this moment here and now, where we can really just shed pounds and pounds of this subconscious weight that we've been holding on to. Even the fingers, let the fingers shake. Let the fingers shake loose. Don't hold on to anything. Let everything be loose and limber and free. Inhale, exhale. Okay, bring the knees parallel. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to come seated. We're going to do our meditation. So if you want to block, or again, you can have a pillow. You can also have a blanket to elevate your spine. So we never want our spine to be kind of like doing this. We want it to be nice and elongated, so it can help it to be nice and long, like a ballerina, like you have a string, like a puppet, and you're being stringed up like that. Okay, so this is a beautiful meditation. Like I said, it's a Satnarayan Hawaiian seated prayer dance. So Satnarayan Vaheguru Harinarayan Satanam. So that's pretty it. Okay, so we come up. So again, my hands are cupping. You see it? They're cupping. They're flat like this. So not like this, not weird like that, like this. And then they're kind of cupping. So you look and you see a cup. Okay, so it kind of comes together. So it kind of comes up like this. Okay, you got this cup. Think of it like a prayer bowl. Okay, Satnarayan, or you're holding a butterfly. Waheguru. Waheguru is like, wow, look at creation. So we're giving awe to creation. Wow, look. So Satnarayan, we're calling in Satnarayan. We're offering to Satnarayan our prayer bowl. Waheguru, because we want to be in awe, by creation. Waheguru, Satnarayan, Waheguru, Harinarayan. So we kind of fall down, so my palms are facing away. Again, still this blade. Harinarayan, Satan. So all the way down to the ground, but don't touch the ground. Satnarayan, Waheguru, Harinarayan, Satanam. That's it. So you just come back into yourself, and it's kind of like I'm coming into myself. I'm listening, Satnarayan. I'm here now, ready for you, receiving you. And then you just keep going, okay? Satnarayan, Waheguru, Harinarayan, Satanam. 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 So this is a mantra for manifestation. Okay, so you can call in Satnarayan once you visualize blue ether. Again, we talked about the blue ether in the pranic video, which you should watch. Okay, the blue ether, very important. We have it in deep earth. We have it in the outer atmosphere. It's our way to transport ourselves from this body to other places in the universe. Okay, it's the point that connects us to the 10th gate, the Holy Spirit, which is the point of zero. Everything zeroes out. So there's no evil, there's no good. Everything's transcendent, everything zeroes out into neutrality, where we're completely free. We call the Holy Spirit freedom of the free. Okay, and the blue ether is that point right before. So this is the blue ether, that's that Holy Spirit. We break through the blue ether, we travel through the blue ether, which is where we have men's transformation, immense liberation, immense purification, transmutation, before we can burst through to get to, we call this white layer, the 10th gate, which is simply, again, the Holy Spirit, the Trinity. Everything zeroes out, everything becomes neutral, and you become freedom, where you're not bound to anything. You are, we call, emerge with oneness consciousness, where all the ascended beings, all the archangels, the saints, the deities, all of them kind of exist as this singularity. So that's kind of about that. So blue ether is basically, we can connect to that for immense purification, transmutation, and transformation, liberation. Okay, so we're going to call in that liberation now, and we're going to liberate any sort of blocks that we may have, subconscious blocks. So this prayer is actually, it has tangible physical results in the way that it breaks through any sort of blockages that you having that's preventing you from stepping forward as you are. So the major block we have is our inability, or incapability to step forward as we are, as we truly are, which is, we're here to liberate our life. So the moment that we start to confine and start to say, no, I'm not here to liberate, I'm here just to kind of, take on all these beliefs and get kind of consumed by them, that's when we start to have major blocks. because we're meant to be a revolving door. We're meant to pass through and through the mountain, the valley, everywhere. Okay, and we have the energy to do it. We have the divine will to make the mountain and the valley and all of these places, because that's from the blue ether, that will to, we call it the will to survive, you can say, 700 years of oppression. Okay, if we're talking about the ancient scripts, or 300 years of wartime. Okay, we're talking about this ancient spiritual script. Okay, and these are all in these ancient spiritual scripts, and we can say in Hindu, we can even say at all stories. This is all mythologies that are documented, of these, you know, wonderful stories of these periods of time when we had to liberate, and and okay, so think of what do you need to liberate within yourself, and then just project it out through the prayer, and you will receive the answer. You will receive the sacred blessing to move forward and to overcome whatever it is you need to get to the next level in your spiritual growth. We're here to get more free with time and age, not more bound and confused and locked and, you know, stuck and incapable and, you know, stagnant, none of that kind of stuff. Okay, so here we go. Sanarayan Vaheguru Harinarayan Satanam. 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 Sanarayan Vaheguru Hari Narayan Satnam, Satnarayan Waheguru, 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 Hari Narayan Satnam. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Send out your prayer into the blue ethers through your third eye. Beam it out. Beam it out the speed of light. Visualize the blue ether. Exhale. And have your hands in a cup like this at the heart. So I have clasp. I have right over left. So right thumb is over left thumb. Here at the heart, and I'm not squeezing. It's kind of just like a clasp. Very gentle, very gentle. And just hold this position. What we're doing is we're gathering to us the strength to let go of anything emotionally psychologically, mentally, physically, that we need to let go of. We're going to gather it to us now. Long, deep breathing in and out. Like a vacuum, we're gathering it to us. We're gathering it right here in our hands or palms. Okay. So imagine you're gathering whatever it is that you need to release, let go of, that does not serve you. It could be a habit, a lifestyle, a person, place, or thing, a belief, a trauma, an experience, something that's still bothering you, upsetting you, triggering you, making you feel less, making you feel small, making you feel fearful, scared. We're going to allow Satnarayan to be with us at this time, this blue being, like Krishna. Satnarayan and Krishna are blue beings. They're going to come to us right now, and they're going to help us to uplift and transmutate this, whatever it is that we're bringing into our palms, for immense purification and removal, release, removal, so that we can be more liberated and less dense. We want to be liberated. We want to have a bounce in our step, not a dense sort of weighted block moving body. We want to be more buoyant. We want to be more agile. We want to have a pep in our step. That's what it means to be liberated, regardless of the circumstance. Okay, once you really feel it in your palm, whatever that energy is, it's there now. So you don't need to worry if it's in your palm or not. It's there now. I can feel it in you. I can feel it in me, that it's there. So in your palm, what we're going to do now, so you have it there, you've extracted, you pulled it, you've gathered it to you, whatever it is that you know you need to release, to let go of a habit. Just setting the intention, I'm ready to release and remove anything that is blocking me from greater success and victory. It will come forward, because you are the creator and the commander of your life. So whatever you command, whatever you intend, it's going to come out, and it's going to follow your instructions, because you are a leader. So what we're going to do is, now that we're going to open our palms kind of like this, so you see this kind of motion. So it's kind of like a cup, a deep cup, holding that energy. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to lift it up, so it's kind of like a lift it up. I'm looking, my eyes are looking, so kind of like a cup. Look, so it's almost like the cup, things are together, things are finite, and then you're kind of letting it decompartmentalize and letting it dissolve, letting it dissipate out. So your eyes are following, eyes down, eyes up. So really stay at the heart level, don't go below the heart level. So eyes looking at the palm, looking at the hands up. So you're really sending it off. You're sending off that energy. You're removing, relinquishing, eliminating whatever it is. And you're pushing it up to the blue ether. So really be concentrated now. Really concentrate on, you are uplifting anything dense within you. You're lifting it up. You're doing it for all your ancestral lineage. So bringing it up. Let your eyes up and down. This really stimulates that third eye and really awakens visionary potential within your ability to think, feel, and understand. So long, deep breathing. So you can feel that I'm creating like a wind. I can feel that there's a wind sort of hitting my face through the motion. So that's how impactful it should be. And you can see my hands, they're still, the thumbs and the fingertips are together, and it's kind of like I'm pushing it up. You can see my hands are not even like 4 inches apart from each other. And they just come above the crown chakra. So again, this cup, it's where almost like you see the fleshy amount of the thumbs are touching. That's the cup you want. Keep going. Keep going. Bring it up. Bring it up, up. And really visualize in your open eyes this blue ether energy. So Satnarayan and Krishna are giving you the support to uplift and liberate all of the bondages, the burdensome, dense stuff that's keeping you dense and keeping, preventing the pep in the step. Let's bring back the pep in the step so we can actually start to be buoyant and to bounce with life instead of get kind of stuck and trapped and misunderstood, misappropriate, and then angry. Let's get bouncy again. Inhale, looking up, having the hands out like this, looking up, but your head is not moving up, just your eyes. Look up, your head is not up. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. Long deep breathing. Say goodbye in your eyes, say goodbye. See it going into the blue ether, dissolving, dissipating, decompartmentalizing, deconstructing all of that density. It is becoming particles that are just kind of very airy. See it as very airy, very windy, very light. Inhale, exhale. Okay, bring it slowly down as your eyes come slowly down into looking at the tip of the nose. Bring these hands into right here. It's kind of just below the last rib. Okay, kind of like right here, just above the belly button. And it's kind of like my shoulders are back, so I'm really opening up my chest. Look in the tip of my nose. Now we're gonna go hada, 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 hada. So you're really pumping the navel as you bring in the fingertips, and you're looking at the tip of the nose. So hada, 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 hada. Okay, now sweep the hands like this, kind of like you're just looking at the tip of the nose, you're kind of moving your hands out like this, kind of like the palms. So you kind of like, almost like it feels like you're cleaning your hands, but keeping your hands, palms, fingertips together. So it's kind of like you're kind of sweeping off the goo of whatever it is that you've made collected in your psyche. You're kind of just like, you're moving it out. Okay, you're moving any sort of bad luck, whatever, bad karma, misfortune, poverty. It's written in your palm. Your ancestral lineage is written in your palm. So we're just going to eliminate and relinquish all of that poverty, the I'm not good enough, my ancestors' lineage is, poo, and I'm destined to have poo, and I don't have the energy to do what I want. And we're just going to move all that, and we're going to rewrite the destiny of your palm. So now come forward like this. So palms still look at the tip of the nose. So forward and back, forward and back. Still look at the tip of the nose. Okay, you can even, now we're sweeping, kind of sweeping the gut. So sweep the gut, so look at the tip of the nose, sweeping that gut or the reproductive system, and you're just sweeping out all of that stuff. Okay, in the first chakra, that gooey, poverty, animal sort of weakness out. And the last thing we're going to do is have our hands out like this, called the posture. So right here at the solar plexus. Call it the posture of the regal Indonesian woman. Posture of the regal Indonesian woman. So just hold this posture. So again, your fingertips are not touching, but they're about, you can see, two inches away from each other. Keep that chest really open, looking at the tip of the nose. Fingertips are blades. Hands are blades. Ekongka Sat Guru Prasad Sat Guru Prasad Ekongkar Ekongkar Sat Guru Prasad Sat Guru Prasad Onkar Onkar 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 Sat Guru Prasad Sat Guru Prasad Onkar. Inhale. Exhale. Bring it out. Kind of like you're holding a platter in both your hands, blades as hands. Kind of right here at the shoulders, like you're holding your arc line. You're bringing it up, bringing it up, bringing it up. Hold. The shoulders are rolled back. The chest is open. Hold. Hands are blades. Here, just at the ears, looking at the tip of the nose. Mentally recite Ekongkar Sat Guru Prasad Sat Guru Prasad Ekongkar. Bring it even closer. Bringing it even closer slowly, and then you're going to interlock hands just above the head. We can say the crown. Bring it down. So you're not touching the top of the head, but you're right at top of the head, like you're holding some sort of golden energy, the top of your head. In your palms, there's gold energy in your palms. Gold energy in your palms. Really open up the armpits, open up the chest. Focus on the tip of your nose. Focus on gold energy. You are a gold being. Full of so much gold, full of so much potential, capability, greatness, victory. Think of it as marigold. Victory, victory, victory. Mentally recite victory, victory, victory. Inhale. Mentally project from the crown. Victory, 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 victory. And can't say victory mentally anymore, and then you exhale. Inhale. Mentally recite victory, 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 as long as you can while holding in the breath. And you're imagining gold energy, marigold everywhere around you. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Exhale. Bring the hands down. Still looking at the tip of the nose. And just concentrate, Gyan Mudra on the thighs. Just concentrate on the gold energy. And concentrate on the blue ether surrounding the gold energy and the white light, the Holy Spirit above that energy. And really experience what it is to be capable, able, and great, victorious in whatever it is that you are needing to capture in your life. Inhale. Exhale. Satnam. You can stay in that position where you're just meditating, looking down at the third eye, at the nose. Okay, you can really do that because the channel is very open, so you can keep going for, I would say no more than 11 minutes, because you're gonna get too whoa. So, but that's pretty good dose, 11 minutes, to really concentrate and hone in on what it is that, again, that gold energy, that blue ether around the gold energy, and then the Holy Spirit, the white energy above the blue ether energy. So visualize that as the stages of life. We come into physical. So infinite is, the white Holy Spirit energy. Everything is zeroed out. Everything is neutral. There's no such thing as you're evil or bad. There's everything is a singularity. Everything is potential within potential within potential. It's kind of like quantum physics kind of thing. And then it gets into the blue ether. It starts to take a form. It starts to take a shape. And then it gets into a gold energy where that shape starts. It wants to get into perfection, meaning it wants to perfect itself. So we come into this human experience because we want to, that's why we have so many lifetimes. We have so many millions of lifetimes because we want to perfect the human body. So we want to be gold energy. Okay, so we keep coming to life a lot of times because we're wanting to perfect our craft. It's like you keep going to school to learn how to play the piano because you want to be a perfect pianist, or you want to be the best that you could be. So that's kind of the finite, is the gold energy. We want to become the best that we can be. So we're going to work on it for multiple lifetimes and multiple sort of environments and multiple possibilities until we can feel very accomplished, or feel that we've got it. I've learned the instrument, I know it in the back of my hand, and that's what we want. That's gold energy. I know it at the back of my hand because I've done it so many times and I've practiced so many times. And the blue ether is like, I'm dying. Okay, I'm old. I'm about to leave my body. I'm deconstructing my past. I'm letting go of things. I'm releasing things. I'm making peace with things. I'm becoming authentic. I'm really getting to know myself. I'm becoming philosophical, poetic. Basically, that means you're starting to get closer to the Holy Spirit, the white energy, where everything starts to zero out, and you become this one consciousness, this emergence with everything kind of thing. It's really really interesting. That infinite possibility where you're just this soul body. Okay, this subtle and soul bodies that are just you could traveling. So that's kind of that sort of infinite crossing into the finite. They cross through that blue ether. So we've ignited that because a part of we need that blue ether connection, because we have, being physical, we get very dense. So we need to know how to let go and know how to release and how to be philosophical and how to connect with the wisdom of the ancestors and the ones on the other side. And also when we are, can say infinite, when we are a spirit, okay, you can say, or a spirit child wanting to come in, wanting to be born, we connect with the blue ether to prepare ourselves, to ready ourselves. So a lot of spirit babies, before they come into the womb, they prepare themselves. It's kind of like mantra, like you prepare for success. If you don't prepare for success, a lot of people, they can't hold success because they didn't prepare for it. So they get the success, but then they tap out so easily because they don't have the strength to actually hold it. Because a very high vibration requires a lot of energy to hold it. You need a lot of divine will to hold that frequency on this planet, because this frequency, as it stands on the planet, this vibration, it's not as high vibrational as it once was. So it can hold a lot of energy, but it needs you to really keep it together. Okay, so anything, if we're trying to manifest anything big, you need a lot of divine will to keep it together. So that's the finite, that's the gold energy, that's the master. I know how to keep it together from falling apart and breaking and becoming too dense and then imbalanced, and then I lose my head, and then all this crazy stuff goes on, the chaos, because I don't know how to keep it together. I don't know how to keep myself together. I don't know how to keep my head on straight. I don't know how to keep my body balanced, my emotions right, and therefore, there's all this chaos. So that's why we connect with the blue ether, is so that we can know, like, okay, I need to balance my mind, I need to balance my body, I need to balance my emotions, so that I can keep it together in this finite world, and so that I can hold that frequency of, let's say, the Holy Spirit in my physical body, which is about J.K. Rowling, Dr. Seuss, Mr. Rogers, Nikola Tesla. So many people are holding that frequency, which simply is high creativity. That's what the Holy Spirit translated, and we can say human experience is high creativity. So you don't need to be no saint or some sort of priest or some, nun or something like that. That Holy Spirit is just high creativity. So there are nuns who have no creativity. They do the prayers and they read the book all day long, but they have no sense of creativity. They're just basically just programming themselves, but they're not actually experienced. So the age of Aquarius is about experience. It's not about, let me read the Bible 1,000 times until I can just read it, but I have no experience of what it means to be a leader, what it means to actually to go on that pilgrimage, or to have that connection with somebody. Okay, well, I don't know. So the Aquarian age, the Holy Spirit, the infinite, at this age is about high creativity. His creativity involves application and to execution. So creativity, you have to know how to apply it. You know practice, of course, and you need to know how to execute. So Aquarian age is not so much about it, it's kind of what you do. So we've been into the whole saying, like, I am the priest, but then behind closed doors I'm like some sort of hag, sort of witchy kind of, not good energy, okay, doing all weird stuff. Okay, this is the age that I do. So that's why we do yoga, that's why we do meditation, that's why we do physical movement, that's why we liberate our hips, liberate our psyche, liberate our our subconscious, because that's an actual doing. That's a physical experience. Okay, we're not into the reading on so-and-so guru and the gurus of gurus liberated his chakras and he did all this yoga and reading. No, it's not about reading the guru, the gurus and all this stuff. Okay, it's like, I'm gonna do that. Okay, I'm gonna participate, I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna execute that creativity in my life through going out there and asserting myself and standing up and taking charge. So that's a level of experience. So the experience is more so going to be the front runner, you could say, the leaders for the Aquarian age. Okay, in the way that the experience could be mental, emotional, physical. It doesn't necessarily have to be like do. Experience of emotional, whatever it is, mental, whatever, physical, whatever it is, psychological, whatever it is. So many aspects. Get experience of your radiant body, experience of your neutral body, your negative body, your positive body. Get to experience your subtle body, your soul body, okay, your physical body. That's kind of why we do this practice of Kundalini yoga with these Kriyas, because we want to experience the whole thing. Because in the Piscean age, we didn't experience anything. We didn't experience the body, and we didn't the neutral, the negative, the positive, the subtle, the soul body, the radiant body. We were just kind of just feeding off of what people told us that is supposed to do. Okay, if you do this, this is what it's supposed to. I'm like, it's like, no. Okay, so now we're crossing into actually having the opportunity to self-initiate ourselves. We're the universe, Aquarius itself, wants us to self-initiate. So that means the gurus, the saints, the bowing down to people kind of stuff is going to dissipate as we start to look at each other as all teachers and all students. So that's the mantra. I am a teacher, I am a student. You are a teacher, you are a student. Okay? And together we're vibrating the cosmos to see self and other in self, so that we can begin to create out of friction. So right now we're seeing create, friction, destroy. Okay, we've seen a lot of that, right? Friction, destroy. Bunch of men coming together. There's a friction going on. Let's just destroy and take out the stuff. Now we're getting into vibrate the cosmos, self and other and self. Okay, friction within that, because there's friction within these in the forms kind of coming together. There's always a friction in forms. Even the sun and the moon, and the planet, there's a friction going on. But that friction is for creative solution. So the sun is super hot, the earth, the moon, there's that friction, but it's not to destroy, it's to equalize. So that's a level of respect, like you're a teacher and you're a student. And therefore we can have this sort of dance with each other. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. Satnam.